All right, so Bangkok. This is not totally out of the blue if you were watching a month ago. We told you what was coming, but it's Jess's 40th birthday. It seems like every year a 40th trip of some sort is happening, which is pretty fun. And thanks to today's patron producer, Joe Tromsness. He's been with me forever, I think for like 7 years. He's a champion. Thanks, Joe, and all my patrons for making it possible to go to Thailand. And yeah, Bangkok is a long ways away to go for a birthday, but hey, you only turn 40 once, and I love Jess, and I didn't want to miss this. It's these kinds of things that you end up regretting not doing, and I already am so glad that I'm here. I'm having such a great time. So today did start really way too early, partially because of jet lag, partially because I do want to make sure to get in the gym. But yeah, I mean, waking up at 4:30 or whatever. I think I stayed in bed until maybe 5:30. Went to the gym, ran on the treadmill. That's all I did. I hate running on treadmills. They suck. They're the worst. But they're better than nothing. The best part was though, I earned my buffet. So we opted to do our rooms with the meal. Wasn't terribly expensive to add the meal. And honestly, I'm never a huge fan of hotel meals. Like, I just imagine like the best Western and the saddest waffles you've ever eaten, that kind of a thing. So it turns out this buffet is insane. This was amazing. It was an international buffet with everything from like, there was Indian food, Chinese food, French charcuterie boards, fresh fruit, fresh kind of everything. There was an omelet bar. Turns out I love Thai omelets. It's been decided.
Did you taste it yet?
There she is. Yeah, I had some of Kate's. It's amazing. You want some?
Yeah, we're gonna taste
Try
it.
it. That was incredible. Also, they had hash browns, which I haven't had hash browns in a really long time. So it was quite the mixture of things. Roti. They had a mango chutney.
Oh my God, I got so overwhelmed.
Wow, this is insanity. When 3 Americans are offered a buffet, a fill-your-own beignet station, you could just actually inject them there. We had some soup. I don't even know what the name of the soup was, but it was delicious. She made it for us right there. So much. Anyways, I could go on and on about the buffet. We had a good time laughing about it because we sampled a whole bunch of stuff. It was all delicious. Ate very well. Couldn't possibly, but wow, Kate.
I tried a little bit of everything.
You should try a little bit of everything. I'm impressed. There's no judgment.
I have so many different ethnicities.
I don't even know what's happening. Good. Kate and Julie are already down here for breakfast. I think there's only like 5 of us in this hotel, maybe 6. Then we're going to be joining up with a bunch of other people for the bike tour.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh! Thank you. I want to let the air conditioner. Jess, if you don't know, my friend Jess, she's been in a bunch of my videos about biking in Paris because she runs a bike tour company in Paris. And so she's just always on her bike anyways. We bike around together all the time. Dude, a bike tour is such a great way to see a new city, like really quickly. Just getting to get a real picture for what it is to be in different neighborhoods. It's definitely living up to that. And it's a great way to fight jet lag because here we are, out exercising, getting some sunshine, sweating. Feels great. I'm so glad to be on a bike, even if this bike's a little bit of an odd style for me. These short little handlebars, I don't know what it is about them, but they're definite. I'm getting used to them. Traffic jam?
Oh, I'm not ready.
How are you liking your bike tour, Jess?
I'm having a great time.
You don't get enough of these in Paris?
I like to do them everywhere.
And boy, did we see a lot. Not only did we see a lot, like I knew we were going to cover some ground. I have no idea how much ground we covered. It was a good 4 hours, 4.5 hours maybe, on our bikes, busting around. But for me, like one of the biggest things, I wanted to go into one of these temples because we've been seeing them all over the place. And we saw a whole bunch more as we were biking around. And I just felt like I was getting teased because we just never stopped at those. We stopped at a whole bunch of other places. We stopped at some amazing street art. We stopped at a Portuguese village, which included a Portuguese church, their third one apparently, as they've rebuilt it on the same spot 3 times. We even fed turtles. I did not see that coming. It was amazing. I don't even know if it was a turtle refuge or what the story of it was, but they gave us these giant, really hearty skewers, pre-cut fruit, and then you just stabbed some fruit, handed it over to a turtle, and watched them fight over it. There's nothing. It turns out I really enjoy watching 2 turtles in slow motion fighting over a piece of fruit, and one of them just like punching the other in the face to get to it, and it was hilarious. We went to 2 markets. This is the kind of market I was trying to find yesterday. And at the second flower market that we went to, they ended up giving us these lotuses. I didn't see this coming either. So the lotuses hadn't bloomed yet, and they taught us how to fold the petals to make it a blooming lotus, more or less. Really fun. I didn't know how to make a lotus bloom before this. They didn't tell us what it was for, but they were like, hey, just hang on to this. Like, don't let it go. Showed us where to put it in the bike. But before we left the lotus station, we had our first street food. They got us some of this chicken that was grilling between bamboo skewers, and oh my goodness, delicious, juicy, explosively good. That's good. I kept saying no to more because I was so thirsty and my water bottle was back at my bike. Oh, wow, they're really juicy. I like exploded. But I couldn't help myself. I went back for it. It was so good. So we saw quite the mixture of big sights. We went and saw the modern Chinatown, but we also saw some old Chinese temples, still kind of teasing me. And then we went and saw the National Palace, which is surrounded by a whole bunch of other things. Like the Defense Department is there, the Supreme Court is there.
It's been great. Hey, it's been a great time.
And the lines were nuts. Like, I was really hoping we were going to go in. The National Palace looked incredible. And he was like, no, this is the biggest thing. We didn't have time. Eventually, we did actually go into a temple. It was incredible. It was like covered in scaffolding. And at first I was kind of disappointed we couldn't see it, but it made it fairly unique to like see it draped in all this hardy green. They gave us some water bottles, which was really nice. We go in, they're burning incense. Just kind of an incredible vibe. Lively, you can hear the gongs. Take off our shoes, go inside, and as we go inside,
Whoa.
I had no idea there was going to be a giant Buddha in there. And it was incredible. The way that it was laid out, like the space was so well designed that it just felt kind of overwhelming, but in a really positive way. It was really nice. So we laid down our lotus at the shrine, and then he gave us a little bit of an instruction on how to show respect, had us ring the gong 3 times, and then took us to another temple next door that was where one in which we could sit and he could talk about Buddhism and meditation and the cultural differences that are just, it's so cool to just see so many things that are just so unique, it feels like, so different. I really had a lot of sonder today for all the people living their lives, but also not just like living their lives differently, but seeing the world through a different lens. It was incredible, and it's just the joy of travel.
We're gonna take a boat with our bikes? This I gotta see.
We ended up taking 2 ferry rides, which was phenomenal. I loved taking ferry rides anywhere, and so we got our bikes on ferries. Didn't see that coming. And had a second round of street food where we sat down and they brought us chicken skewers and like fresh peppers and onions, and the peanut sauce was super good. There was melon chopped up, there was soup. There was another round of that same recipe for the chicken that we'd had earlier. So delicious with just, I think more of the sauce that came with it. It has like brown sugar in it, super good. But all in all, it was a phenomenal day. Definitely like pushed it a little bit. I started feeling the brain fog from the jet lag and the heat and everything else, but no complaints. T, our guide, was phenomenal. His team, they worked so hard to keep us safe. Felt safe the entire time. All the back streets and side streets and alleys and just everything, crossing the canal and riding alongside the river. We got quite the diversity of it. We also ended up in pretty heavy traffic, like in Chinatown and a couple other areas, but it was fun, and it wasn't anything crazier than riding my bike in Paris, honestly. Like it was great. Some of us walked back to Chinatown to have some lunch, very light, like we just kind of shared a little bit of stuff and then broke off so that some people could go take naps, which is super dangerous, but then others went to go swimming and do their own thing. I went to go work for a little bit.
I don't think I fit. Central Embassy.
Central Embassy.
Oh, I do kind of fit.
Yeah, squish
This
it,
works.
squish it.
Somebody lost their shirt. Another person lost their pair of pants. So there was a scramble for the wardrobe tonight. And now we're here for Jess's fancy birthday dinner, which has been provided very generously by one member of the party who's been generous twice in 2 big ways. One, here at Caledon, and a second that I will save for tomorrow. I'll be showing it to you tomorrow, but I don't know if he wants it to be known or not that he's been generous in this way, so I'll be sure to ask him before I tell you. But he's definitely helped to level up this trip a little bit, and so tonight is our fancy dinner for Jess, which is why we're all dressed up a little bit more, and I'm gonna go inside and do that now. They've already danced for us. They brought cocktails out, and I'm really excited I'm very hungry and ready to eat. Also, I've recorded this 3 times now. Once because I just didn't know what I was saying and I was inside and I needed to move. Twice because my camera stopped recording when I did record the whole story. So now I'm gonna check and make sure that my camera has, I'm having some issues, technical issues. We're gonna get through it. Anyways, we gotta get up really early tomorrow morning to hop on another plane to get the F out of here. Bangkok, you were great. I can't wait to come back. Looking forward to more. I just can't, dude, the food, the people are so nice, everything. Great first impression. I'm having a grand old time.
Happy birthday, dear Jess. Happy birthday to